Alright, we are back. And I'm going to show you all how we would do dungeons. So we have unlocked dungeons. We are in the area where we get our first few dungeons. And so you go over, you talk to Chromie, and you ask to be put into the Cataclysm area, because Cataclysm is where the classic dungeons all reside. You just queue up for whatever dungeons you have available. Which, again, for us would be Dead Mines, Ridgefire Chasm, and the Wedding Caverns. And then you unlock a dungeon when you reach the zone in the map. So right now we have the Wedding Caverns. I'm gonna count Ridgefire as well, because this is an entry-level dungeon. It's one of the first ones you have available to you. And if you go over to the Eastern Kingdoms and you follow the Alliant, or the human route, you start out in Elwyn Forest, then we go into Westfall, which is the second zone, and you got the Dead Mines. Now, I will say that for the Stormwind Stockades, because it's very similar to Ridgefire Chasm, although it is slightly different because it's a higher level dungeon. I think once we reach the third zone, we have access to it. I'm not exactly sure when, but I know in Classic it is considered a level 20 dungeon. So for the purposes of this series, we'll say it's the third zone. Don't ask me why Horde get a shield. Oh great. Don't ask me why the Horde get a entry level dungeon and the Alliance get a third level dungeon. I did not set it up, so and I'm not sure which order we got, the hammer or the club. I will figure that out in the next episode if it's still relevant. Because the hammer is a main hand weapon, so it can only ever go in the main hand. That's one thing about doing this challenge off camera I had issues with, is with the weapons, trying to remember which weapon goes where. It is currently July 3rd. Anyone have any plans for the 4th of July? Anyone gonna do any barbecuing or camping? I don't have too many plans. I have to work that day, so it's gonna be a slow day at least. Everyone's gonna be out lighting off fireworks, and thankfully where I work I have pretty easy access to the fireworks. You know, I can see them. I work outside. I don't get to see the big show because the fairgrounds, where they usually host the big fireworks show, or all this other town, so I'm too good at the visual on them, but there's a few houses where I work and light them off, so I can still see some. And the college is also near me too, so I'll be able to see a good amount of fireworks. Ooh, a ceremonial buckle. We were talking about the 4th of July, after all. Makes sense we would get a ceremonial buckle. I know it's a bit of a cliche topic, but the weather has been kind of interesting. So here in Wyoming, where I unfortunately live, I think I'm gonna go with Frenzied Enrage here. We do enrage quite a bit. It's nice to have extra haste and stuff. And now, before confusion sets in, I will sell off a bunch of my equipment I'm not going to use.
Hail.
I will keep the club in the event that it's relevant. And like I said, off camera, I will check, and if it's still relevant, I will re-equip the club. Although for this character's band, it won't matter, because I'll get a new weapon here in a couple of seconds. But anyways, yeah, so I've been hearing about a heat wave that's been hitting America, and I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been experiencing it. Wyoming has been slowly transitioning into summer. Like right now it's sunny and a bit warm, but it's been, you know, cold and rainy a few days, and I don't know. I just hope the weather's good enough for the 4th of July celebration. And that's all you can really ask for. Not perfect, but good enough. A chiaki. Is this the lair? Not much of a lair. Lairs are a bit more enclosed, aren't they? I remember back when I lived in Arizona, which I have every intention on moving back because I absolutely loved Arizona. I got lucky enough to move down during the hottest recorded summer of Arizona, from what people were saying. And it was like 110 most days, and I was dying of heat stroke because I worked outside and my job sucked and wouldn't let me. I'm saying a bit of a rant here.
Glory
So,
to the Lord.
When I was in Arizona, I was still a cart pusher. I had to, you know, pay rent, so I couldn't just not work, and it was god awful because. So when you're at the store I work at, right? There's roles. You watch videos, training videos on. Now remember, if it's hot, take extra breaks to cool down. Don't work yourself too hard. Don't overheat. You know, they make it a point that, yeah, you know, we don't want you to die of heat stroke. Well, evidently my managers did not get the memo because it would force me to work out, and if they ever saw me sitting or trying to cool off, "What are you doing? Why aren't you working? We need you to be working." It's like, I'm dying of heat stroke. Do you not hear me gasping for air? Well, you need to be working. We're giving you equipment to cool off. They would give you these rags that you get them wet and you stick them on your neck or whatever and then cool you off, and they don't work. I try them and they do nothing. Might as well be squirt me with a water gun. Not even a good water gun either. And what annoys me the most is they wanted me to get the lot. Nah, I'm not gonna rant on this. I ranted on this enough in TikTok. I also hate being negative, but let's be more positive, huh? Have you all played Mecha Chameleon yet? I know it's a bit harder to play because it's one of those random stop games and you need a group to play with, but if you are lucky enough to get a group, it is a rather enjoyable game. Hey, is this not the nest? It's bringing me here. I beg your pardon? Okay, that's weird. Yeah, anyways, I have a group I play with, like, once a week or so. And it is pretty enjoyable. I'm not the greatest artist, so I get found really quickly, but if I do, like, a really cheesy spot, then I'm most of the time good. And it's like, you know, I don't mind doing cheesy spots. I've actually noticed when I put no effort in my spots, I tend to do better than when I do put effort in. For whatever reason, however that works, I'm not sure. Oh, now you want to work. But yeah, if you saw, I did post a video today about it. Now you all know when I'm recording. I don't really have set recording dates, just whenever I need to record, I do. It's just how I do. It's how I be. Am I glitched? Because I set a feather down and it didn't register. Well, that's a pleasant sight. What you doing, buddy? Is the nest on the other side? Okay, buddy. I love you, but you can't be on me when I'm recording because you don't sit still. Yeah, it's up here. But yeah, an issue with the Mecha Chameleon is you don't really get too much content from it, at least I don't. So, you know, that 8-minute video is shorter than I would like to put out. I want to do more 15-ish minute videos. But I mean, you know, I guess an 8-minute video is better than a no-minute video, right? Depending on who you ask, I guess, but I like to think it is.